Hello beautiful people, how are you today? Today our subject is gonna be how to find out if a person is insecure, because the past months it's something unbelievable. It's like a crisis. I don't know what's going on, like a pandemic. Every single woman and every single gay man that came to have sessions with me have complained about being with someone that wants to diminish them, that wants to make them smaller, that wants to shove them in a tiny box, that wants them to feel like less than. And this is like, I don't know, it's like a pandemic. I don't know what's going on. Everybody that came to me had this kind of issue. So I'm gonna do a video on it, even though I wasn't planning on it. So the first tip is, if they have a lot of aggressiveness when they talk to people, when they act, and you feel that the person is uncomfortable, it's insecure, they're very reactive to everything that happens, this is a huge sign. If the person cheats, just let me be clear here. If you're the one who's being cheated, you're not even in it. You just thought that you had a relationship, but you actually didn't. They're not doing this to you, they're doing this to them. So let me just be clear. So you have two options. You have the option to stay and figure things out, or you have the option to just go away and search for someone better. Third, lying. Lying is a very big one. You guys have no idea. The person who lies, she's very insecure to the point where she thinks she cannot handle the truth of who she is, so she lies and creates a whole parallel universe. I'm going to do a video on this later on, but she creates a parallel universe that she introduces to other people. So when people talk to her, they're not talking to her, they're talking to an event. This goes back to anxiety, control freakness, trust issues, insecurities, people pleasing, not being able to say no, all the good stuff. Fourth, if this person desperately needs to know what's going on your social media, on your phone, on your computer, on WhatsApp, everywhere. If this person wants your passwords and wants to know what's going on, listen, there is a very big difference between being curious and being desperate. Being curious is being like me. When people call me and say, I have something to tell you, but I can't tell you right now. I'm going to tell you on Thursday when we see each other. I want to die. I'm like, why did you say that? Just be quiet and tell me on Thursday. I'm not going to be curious wanting to know what it is, Desperation is searching for things to incriminate the other person everywhere you go and everywhere you look, because you're insecure and you want to put the blame on them. And let me just give you a tiny little hint, of what might be going on. People who need to incriminate others have something that incriminate them. So they put on others the blame for what they are doing. Is like guilt transferring, This is manipulation at its fullest. When this person changes depending on who are they talking to. So I have so many people like that from my childhood. You guys have no idea. That are like one person with the grandmother, one person with the friend, one person with the mother, one person with the partner, one person with me. Like, the person changes like the wind. It's unbelievable. This is a huge sign of insecurity too, like a huge sign. Especially men, when they change, when they're close to their guy friends and they look like a different human being and they become all manly and all blah blah blah. One thing is for you to be close to your friends and just compete like men always do. The other thing is to be like, yeah, I told her this and I told her that and I demanded she did this and I demanded, like he's the boss of you and he owns you and you do everything that he tells you to do and he's the dominant one. Be mindful of that. Here's another big one. If all their dreams are material and related to them and to the image that they want to pass on to the world, this is a very severe sign of insecurity. And not only of insecurity, of someone that is gonna take a long time to get better. Of course, this universe is infinite and maybe they are gonna get better very fast if they put their minds to it. I really believe change happens when people are willing. For example, if a guy or woman, it doesn't matter, says, oh, my dream is to have a Lamborghini, $88 million mansion, trip to Maldives. There is a huge difference between having that very strong masculine energy of wanting to give your family the best life possible and being the protector of your family and wanting to provide to your family as best as you can. This is one thing. And you might want the Lamborghini and you might want to give your wife or your husband a Rolls Royce and your kids the best private school ever. This is one thing. Another thing is to only want to do that. because a lot of men want that and want to provide the best life possible to their families, but they also want their kids to be happy, to be spiritualized, to be connected to nature, to have to know themselves very well, and to be a family that goes around together, that is very strong and has a very solid foundation. When you have both, this is absolutely perfect, and there is nothing wrong with wanting the Lamborghini and the $1 million mansion and all of that. Something very different is when the person only wants the material things, only fights for the material things, and neglects all the rest. So the wife is alone at home, the kids never even saw the face of the father, for example, and the father is working his ass off to get money, like if the family doesn't matter, you know. Another different thing is also to want to look good and to need to look good. When you know, when someone says like, swallow your tears and look nice and look good for other people, is very different from, oh, you look so beautiful in this dress, I'm gonna buy it so that you look beautiful at dinner tonight. These are completely different things. Can you feel that they are different? Oh, when their dreams don't excite you, and when your dreams don't excite them. I went through this. I had a boyfriend, and it's crazy. It's like we couldn't be happy at the same time. When I was happy, he was like dreading that moment, and when he was happy, I was dreading this moment. We were definitely not made for each other. It's like incompatible to the max, you know. It's crazy. So when you tell them something that is very good for you, very exciting for you, and they're like, you feel that hint of, I'm not happy for you, this is a very big sign. And last but not least, when the person has to be right no matter what. There are people who, for example, I say, oh, did you see my shiny blouse? And they say, this blouse is not shiny. And then everybody else says, are you drunk? Of course it's shiny. So then they start to spiral and they start to create a hurricane. No, because in 1975, when I told them that this was shiny and they told me not, and blah, blah, blah. And they turn around as much as they can to try and distract people, to end up saying, so I was the first one to say that this blouse was shiny. Let me tell you guys something. Insecurity can come in all shapes and forms. Men, women, everybody can have insecurities, and it's okay to have insecurities, but when you are not aware and you're trying to mask your insecurities, you become very toxic, manipulative, codependent, and all the good stuff. So I'm doing this video today because if the person uses their insecurity as toxicity and not as a step for growth, you already know how to recognize it and how to, you know, step out of it. You see crazy coming across the street. Jan Levenzen said it best. I hope this video helps you. I hope you know, are enlightened by it. And we'll see each other very soon in our next video. Much love, the Cake Witch.